Hey everyone, this is my Patreon pod reaction to the 8th episode of Steins Gate Zero. And last episode was quite the episode because I had thought that Mr. Braun was the one that had called and had the certain SWAT team, the Rounders, come in and start shooting people, or at least taking Kagari. But no, he showed up and just started wrecking fools and taking them out, and now is kind of helping to protect Kagari. So just full 180 no scope twist on that one. And we got some sort of code nickname thing, like what was it, like a K and then like 4 numbers, something like that. I probably should remember what the numbers are. That might be important, but I don't remember it right now. The point is, we were looking into that, trying to figure that out, and by the end of the episode we actually got what was like a distress signal kind of thing from Amadeus Krisu thingy. And then next thing we know, we got our usual time travel visuals, and bam, suddenly Guillaume's alone, and what looks like Krisu was right in front of him, alive in the flesh. So where does that leave us? What exactly is happening? What is he gonna say? What's she gonna say? What's gonna come of this? I'm curious about a lot of things, so let's get into it and hope I understand what's happening by the end of it. So 3, 2, 1, play. Hello, Krisu. Can I hug you? Well, she's not surprised to see him, that's for sure. So she might be confused if we suddenly hug her, right? But you should do it anyway, Kyoma. For my sake, if nothing else. Because I can't do it. If I could, I would. Trust me. Okay, so we have a time frame, sort of. So we did go for the hug. I can't imagine a better way to start the year, Krisu. I really can't. Well, that did not explain a whole lot, really. We know it's around New Year's. And she's not exactly super surprised to see him. So I think that's about all the information we got. But she is somehow in front of us, so obviously something happened. I'm glad he did it though, because I know I said it, but it really is good to see Krisu again. As much as I love the Krisu app, real Krisu is still best Krisu. I always want to hurry through the opening so we can get back to what's going on. As much as I love the opening, I have seen it before, so. Okay, here we go. We got a beverage. Oh. I don't like how this conversation's going. I was really happy, Krisu, don't bring me down like this. But that does suddenly explain a lot. Because I mean, back in the day, we had a choice between Mayuri and her, right? It's not your fault. Not nearly as bad as you. I guess it would have to be, right? But how exactly? No, I don't. I just got here. Yeah, I think we might need a minute. But hey, we're with Krisu at least, right? That's something. Wonder if there'll be any more surprises for us as we walk around town. What a sad sight that is. Heart attack. That's why you what? I don't know. Don't ask me questions. Back to that earthquake. So, yeah, somebody else might be messing with time. But hey, Daru, can you make me feel better about existence and life, really? Please cheer up, my friend. Yeah, that does help. Yeah? Uh, cosplay friends. That is a great outfit. Mm. Please don't cry. It's not making us feel better. Yeah, they definitely had a reaction to that. So basically, he chose. What will you do here, Kyoma? What? That's not quite what she said. He did kind of teleported there, sort of. It's because you don't know about the time shifting that he just did. Wonder if they'll figure that out. Sounded like he might have. So, Krisu? Yeah, that's Krisu. It's always nice to see you. And she knows you. GPS tracking. Did you figure it out? As expected of Krisu, she is a smart one. Duel of Atenim and it's yeah. Anti-duel. I whenever Kim was acting weirder than usual, you can always assume there's some time stuff going on. Oh. Revised. It will be for the best. But you don't. I see a little blush there, Krisu. I don't really want to leave you, though. But... that's a big question. What exactly happened? It's a great picture. I get it. But... you gotta do what you gotta do. So about half the episode left. Kyuma just can't catch a break, can he? He's always has to deal with something. Just crushing his soul. He's had time to think. Oh, wow. Hello, Kurisu. Oh? Mighty... maybe... I know, right? He looks like such a normal person without the lab coat. Whereas Kurisu looks great in anything. Like nobody else in here. Yeah, that won't stop me. Yeah, Amadeus is no substitute for the real Kurisu. Different timeline stuff. Okay, yeah, this is great. I'm glad we're talking about this. Because, yeah, I guess this Kurisu would know about all that, because it's still Kurisu. Yeah, because she never talked about any of that stuff with him in the first season. Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't, at least not by itself. Right. It should know whatever you know. So maybe she just Amadeus just knew more than she should about something, but trying to warn Kyoma. And then was stopped with some kind of time thing. Likely, yeah. Yeah, we got pretty close. Just Kirk calling her senpai is just the best. Namaiki Kohai. Good job. Yeah. He's a lot more surprised than I am about where we ended up going. It's the only place that made sense. Understandably. Kind of like what Mayuri did before. Yeah, almost exactly like that. Wow. The parallel. At least there we have AI Kurisu. I hate when he says that. This world line definitely is not right. We know what the right world line is. Hey, the sun came out. That's positive symbolism, right? Kind of blinding, actually. Everyone can see it. Reach for the light. Let's go back. Do what we gotta do. Okay? Well, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah. Right. Are we pinky promising? Wow, we're doing the full thing. Is that how it goes? I'm not sure that's how it goes. I guess it's close enough, though. Don't come in. But we just have to say goodbye to her again. How could I forget? Good thing we got that cleared up. Yeah, because it was the other Kyoma that did the other interactions, right? But it's just so confusing to keep track in your head of what's what, I'll be honest. I don't want to say goodbye to Kurisu again. Oh. Yeah, not. She says to forget her, and then she does that. Yeah, not gonna forget you. Definitely did not expect that. That. So yeah, clearly worth coming here. Definitely can't do that with the AI. Not without needing to clean your screen afterwards. The voice. Sayonara. Uh, uh, Goodbye, Kurisu. I don't think I've ever seen it run that fast. Raya? Like liar? Because, okay, now I think I know what I'm looking at. That's where she shows up at the last second before he travels, right? Yeah, I think I remember that scene. Then she's like speaking as he's going away. Dad, don't come in. That was the message. Then she comes in. And then he leaves. Hey, we actually got the number that time. Yeah, I passed the 1. Okay. 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 Yeah, that was the 8th episode of Steins Gate 0. And it was quite the episode. Okay, so yeah, this new timeline that we're in. Yeah, this new timeline we're in. Obviously, Kurisu's here. Mayuri's not. Like, I should have known that. Like, I was pretty happy when we suddenly did our timey-wimey stuff and suddenly, hey, Kurisu is right there in front of us, right? Like, that's all I really thought about for a while. Like, even though I should be aware that this double-sided coin thing where any world Kurisu is alive in, Mayuri is not, you know, generally speaking. So if Kurisu was here, that meant that Mayuri was not. But once Kurisu started to talk about it, you know, the way she was talking, that heavily implied Mayuri was dead. Once that realization hit me, it kind of hit me hard, I'll be honest. Because I was happy to see Kurisu, you know, we're in this world, and we've had like, what, 7 episodes of, you know, no Kurisu being around, just having her AI substitute for him, and talking about how that's no replacement for the real Kurisu and all that, and then suddenly, bam, out of nowhere, we had time stuff, and the real Kurisu was right in front of us. Like, that was so cool. And then you realize that means Mayuri's not, and then you just feel sad again, so yeah, so that was that, right? So yeah, that was a big part of the episode, right? Like, Kurisu, I don't even know really what to talk about with this episode. Like, I'm not even sure what to say. Like, in this world, obviously, Kyuma made a decision, and it's different than the one he made before. So we get to kind of see, yeah, what the consequences of that other potential decision would be, essentially, right? So yeah, Mayuri's not here. Everyone's pretty sad about it. Some people are crying. Some people get mad at Kyuma because of some stupid things that he says, but he says that because it's not this world's Kyuma, so he's different. So that is kind of what led people to figure out that something's up. Because Kurisu's pretty smart. With Daru giving her some additional hints about Kyuma's behavior, she was able to figure out what's going on pretty quick, and she was able to help him quite well, as expected of Kurisu, to be honest. You know, she can find him, not because of any special bond, but just because of the friggin' GPS, which him not knowing about also helped to figure out that that's not this world's Kyuma, right? So we got that all figured out, and I found out that there is, yeah, some kind of time machine microwave here that we can use, so that's good. Because that means we can shift world lines again, which we kind of need to because this world line is not the one to be at, right? Like, we kind of decided that before. So although it's really nice to be able to see Kurisu again, we can't stay here, unfortunately. That's the reality of it. But yeah, it was pretty clear where Kurisu was gonna take Kyuma, like to the graveyard. I mean, no other place made even. There's no other guesses I could even venture, right? That's the only place that made any semblance of sense. And yet Kyuma was pretty surprised when they got there. I did like how we talked about Amadeus, the AI, Maho, all that stuff, because yeah, the other Kurisu, it's Steins Gate proper first season, whatever you want to call it, we didn't talk about any of that stuff, right? So Kyuma didn't know about any of that stuff, but now he does. So now he gets to talk to Kurisu and he knows all this stuff, right? So that was a pretty fun conversation. I like that, you know, because Kurisu was already dead by the time we learned about all that stuff. So we actually get a chance to talk about it here. So I did quite like that. But yeah, the scene at the graveyard, I think that was very intentionally supposed to be similar, reminiscent of the Mayuri stuff and what Kyuma did for Mayuri. It's kind of what Kurisu's doing here for Kyuma is kind of very similar, right? I think that is a very deliberate thing. So it's good. It's good that she was able to help him the way she did. We even had our little pinky promise thing and talking about the first meeting and stuff like that. Yeah, they talked about the first meeting, right? And about how, from Kurisu's perspective, it was the scene where he was, like, pulling on her clothes, right? But I was trying to think about it. Like, when was the actual first Kyuma-Kurisu interaction? Because it wasn't when Kurisu pulled him out of that lecture, right? I don't think it was. I think it was before that, right? When he was talking to her, something about saving her, right? I think that was before that. It's hard to keep the chronological flow of events straight in your head in a time travel show with multiple branching off timelines and alpha beta lines. But I try. I try. That should count for something, right? So, I don't know. They talked about that, so I wonder if that might be important at all. Who knows? They did kind of bring up the father, right? So, I think they're implying that he has something to do with it. you know, the earthquake in Russia thing, the father, some kind of time travel thing going on in the background that Kyoma's not directly involved in. It could definitely be implying that there was some other time machine developed with his assistance and the theory and all that, which may or may not also involve Alexis and all that, and Judy. That may all be tied together somehow. I don't know. That's not stuff to worry about right now. This is more of a personal thing with Kyoma and Krisu and all that stuff. You know, we actually had a kiss this episode, which I didn't expect, right? So that was quite nice for Kyoma. And yeah, we had a message sent which was like, don't come in, right? And then we got our usual time shift visuals, right? I'm kind of watching it now. Krisu cries. It then suddenly shift to somewhere else. I wasn't quite sure what we did here, but after a while I realized that this is a scene like right before he makes a decision, pushes that button, and goes. Because we saw Krisu running. I thought to myself, she sure is running fast. I don't see her run that fast very often. Eventually things clicked in my head after that. Like, oh yeah, she ran to Kyoma and gave like tried to give one final quick message as he was, you know, fading away, right? So eventually it clicked in my head that those two things were tied, and that's what we were doing here. We were actually seeing this from Krisu's perspective, right? Because last time we saw it from Kyuma's perspective, where he just saw her burst through the door suddenly, but this time we got to see the full-on running sequence over there, right? So we got much more clear Krisu stuff from this perspective, which was nice. And she read the "don't come in" message in like 2-3 seconds before she came in, you know? So just ignored. So, and then we went past that one, so yeah, went from alpha to beta, I guess. So yeah, that's what brings us to now. Well, whatever next episode is, I mean to say. So, and this was quite the episode. Definitely one of the better episodes of this season so far, for sure. A lot of great stuff in here. Very important episode, I think. So, I don't think I have much more to say about it, but it punched me in the feels a lot, I think, this episode, for sure. It was just nice getting Krisu. Like, I feel like I've said that a lot this episode, but I don't think that can be overstated, right? Because we've gotten a little bit Krisu teased with Amadeus, but now we actually got the real one, you know, the true one, her physical form. No artificialness to it. We get to see her, you know, also just helping Kyoma, right? So it's not as if she just showed up here as you know, some kind of fan service. Like, she obviously had some good discussions and stuff with Kyoma to try to help him. So it was a good episode. It was a really good episode. I liked it a lot. It made me sad a lot, but it was still a good episode. A lot of good stuff in it. It made me sad, but I feel like I'm going in a loop. I'm just gonna end this off here. It was good. It was good, and yeah, that's what I got to say. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.